Grand Rising friends, thought I would share a little more hawk medicine with you today, as I just had a beautiful hawk encounter over here on a place called Victory Trailhead, and really beautiful mountain landscape everywhere. And got up here on the main trail, wasn't even really on the trail more than I think maybe 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and saw this beautiful red-tailed hawk fly by, kind of, over in the field area, kind of flying, kind of towards me. Did a little aerial show, dipped a little bit so I could really see its underside and its backside and everything. Just a beautiful, beautiful specimen of hawk, gorgeous. And it ended up flying across the trail past me and landing in a tree right over here. So there was just so happened to be a little pathway that leaded to underneath the tree there. So I decided I'd go hang out under the tree with the hawk. And it was quite a beautiful experience. Just sitting there, being with what I consider my spirit animal in this beautiful setting. And it had a very spiritual feel to it. This hawk, definitely knew I was there and was checking me out, and I was checking it out and took a few videos and pictures of it. I decided to do my morning recitation of my wazaif, which is my kind of a daily Sufi invocation or chant that I'm doing right now, Ya Razak. Razak being one of the 99 names of God associated with provision, and what that is. Good morning. And so yeah, really feeling that that feeling of connection to that name in that moment, because I've really just been doing a lot of what I guess you would consider what most people call manifesting. What I've been doing is attuning and aligning, and that's really what manifestation is. You're aligning your energy with the desired outcome to such a point that it becomes your outcome. It becomes a part of you, and you associate yourself and your experience with that thing that you are connecting with from the heart. And so I've been getting a lot of signs from nature lately that the things that I'm working towards and the things that I'm manifesting, are tuning into. I guess I can stick with that. The things that I'm aligning with and attuning to are much nearer than I think. And I'm starting to see so many signs of the inner experience of my life reflected in the outer experience. So seeing this hawk this morning really just kind of confirmed that, because I was literally just thinking a few minutes before that, wow, I'm really feeling the inner is being reflected in the outer more each day. And that's what you work towards, right? You want to be the reflection of what you truly believe yourself to be or see yourself as. And so anyway, I spent about 5 minutes watching this hawk, and then it did a little flight off of the tree, and then did a little dip around the trail, and dipped over by the field, and then came back up and flew back towards me and landed on the same branch, but this time facing towards me. Before it had its back to me, but it was turning its head to look at me. This time it faced right towards me. So, full look at the front body, the talons, the beauty of its face and beak and eyes, and then spent another good 5 minutes there, and then took another flight and circled around, and then came back to the tree again, but landed a little bit higher up, which was a little more out of my view. And I stayed there with it for a few minutes, and then it took off and flew off over the horizon. So yeah, what a beautiful experience. And what I really gained from that today is, well, it was more personal, I guess, because I was really feeling that sense of the inner being reflected in the outer. And that's what this encounter really confirmed for me. And I think that's really the message today is, just the soaring with grace, back to kind of the first hawk medicine lesson, how the hawk just soars and how it just, it'll sit there perched on a tree for a good period of time and, just kind of check out the lay of the land, the surroundings, maybe take a little glide and see what's out there, and then comes back to where it's rooted and perched again, where it has this chance to kind of collect its thoughts, collect its whereabouts and things like that, and then maybe I'll go over that direction and explore a little bit, and then comes back, and then once it gets its bearings and kind of figures out which direction it wants to head, it just soars off and it just lets the wind carry it, and it just gets taken to that place where where it meets its goal, right? Because I'm sure it has a goal somewhere, probably a meal out here this morning. Although you had a pretty full crop, you looked pretty well fed. It was a pretty big one too. It could have been a female. Usually the females are larger in the hawk world, but yeah, it was a beautiful sight and a beautiful experience. And I just wanted to share a little of that wisdom that I got from it today. Is to keep pushing, to keep your vision keen on what you want, what you truly want. Don't waste your time, your energy, your mind power on things that don't matter, that you don't want. So often people just spend all their time thinking about their worries or their concerns or the things that they hate or the things that they don't like, or in the teenage language, worrying about your ops and all that stuff. Like none of that matters. None of that truly matters. And when you waste time and energy and put your energy and focus on it, your subconscious mind doesn't really know the difference between that being something that you want or don't want, right? The subconscious doesn't have the discernment that we have to be able to sort things into the right compartments. It just grabs the energy and it just amplifies it. So what you need to do is fill your time, fill your hours, fill your days, your moments, your minutes, seconds with gratitude, with thanks for already receiving the things that you want, and focus on those things and focus on it as if it's already yours. And you'll see a big difference. You'll see a big shift. I've seen a big shift in my mentality and my mindset over the last few months, from kind of taking this on as a practice of, Neville Goddard was I think he was in the 40s, maybe 40s, 50s, was a motivational speaker, I guess. He was a Bible scholar, professor that went on to speak. And Neville Goddard really talks about this a lot. He talks about living from the end, and thinking from the wish fulfilled. So you see the wish as fulfilled, as done, and you think from that point and you work your way back, as opposed to reaching for it and grasping for it all the time. Just bring it into your being, bring it into who you are. This is me, this is what I am, this is what I've worked for, and it's here and it's in my hand, it's in my grasp. And you just keep living from that point, and it just starts to work its way into your reality. So yeah, I really got this morning from the hawk. It was nice to have it come and soar and spend some time with me and allow me to kind of bask in its beauty and share in my practice. I did 100 recitations of the Ya Razak and in its presence. So, doing spiritual work with your spirit animal in such a spiritual setting lifts your spirit. So much spirituality today. So anyway, I just wanted to share that little hawk medicine moment today, and just encourage you to really work on your inner life, so that your inner life is what really shines on the outside and what really comes forth. And once that happens, then you really soar like the eagle, like the hawk. So have a good day, friends. We'll see you soon.